that right?
News feature soft SVP.
Okay, got it.
So it should be on the spreadsheet.
I got it.
44, right? And the first one is checkmate.
Checkmate.
Okay. All right. There's 13 of these.
We've already seen this one. Do you want to just watch the first minute and then decide?
I remember this one.
Yeah, I remember it.
What category would would this have been in? I'm trying to think what this could have been in. Just give me a second. I got to get my other spreadsheet going here. 1 second. News feature soft SVP. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, we may have seen a lot of these, huh?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm just not sure why we would have, but okay. News feature soft SVP.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll it and see what we got. And if you guys need to move on, that's fine.
All right.
World where everyone likes to go fast. The game of blitz chess.
Okay, I'll play E5 right now.
Fits right in.
What about this?
Griffin McConnell has just minutes to finish all of his moves.
Take the pawn.
His younger brother Sullivan.
Let's put that guy already back here.
Proving to be a difficult opponent.
That was so good.
But this fight is nothing compared to the battle Griffin has already overcome.
My mom had suspicion that something was wrong because I was staring off in space a lot.
At the age of just 5, Griffin was diagnosed with epilepsy, constant seizures becoming a regular part of life.
I just stopped learning because of how big my seizures were.
It was bad.
His father, Kevin, says they decided to move forward with a hemispherectomy, disconnecting one half of the brain from the other.
Everything had already transferred into the other hemisphere, which happens in children. That doesn't happen in adults.
Through it all, Griffin never stopped playing chess.
And I will win your king.
Often beating so-called masters
Good game.
on the 16th Street Mall.
It was a disaster all the way around. It was a disaster. It was a hurricane.
But last year, the seizures returned with a vengeance.
It was not like one and done. I had like 3 in a day.
Doctors deciding another brain surgery was the only option.
It was a little bit more dangerous. Every brain surgery becomes more dangerous. Every time they open up his head, it's a lot more dangerous, and that was a concern.
His father says there were concerns Griffin would lose speech, memory, and worst of all, the ability to play the game he loves. But the surgery went well. So well that in September, just 7 months after the surgery, 17-year-old Griffin announced plans to enter the State Blitz Championship.
Well, my reaction was, that's fine, but, temper your expectations, which he definitely did not have any anticipation of winning.
But there he was in the quarterfinals, beating one of the top players in the state.
Someone he'd never beaten and beat them.
Same thing in the semifinal, setting up a championship between Griffin and, you guessed it, his brother Sullivan.
And so I just somehow won.
He's good at blitz, but he was by no means expected to win. So it was huge.
If you look at a CT scan, you'll notice half of Griffin's brain is gone, but the pawns, rooks, and kings don't care.
Even though my disability, and I don't have half a brain, literally, I can still do this.
Showing others that anything is possible.
Your disability does not define who you are. You define who you are.
Anything's possible. Like if you work at it like enough and you have like that mindset of I'm gonna do it, you're going to. Like no matter what the disability is.
Okay, so that was camera back up here. Yeah, that was checkmate. Yeah, I think that must have been in the reporter entry, which I guess that's allowed. I don't. I guess an MMJ can enter in the reporter category. So the next one is going to be, the harpist. I'm really disappointed the trumpet player didn't win last time.
Oh, man.
No, I'm not. I'm not really, for the record.
It was just a note off. Just a note off.
Just in there. There you go.
Just needed one more bend in the pipe.
There you go.
You guys ready?
Yep.
The harpist it is.
Every day, thousands of moving parts come together at Rady Children's Hospital to make kids feel better, make them healthy, make them happy. It can be stressful, but there isn't a pill for that. That's where Jose Smith's expertise comes into play.
I enjoy this just to be part of something larger than myself.
For almost 30 years, Jose has carried his harp through these halls, serenading nurses, giving staff a moment of peace, and calming worried parents.
It felt so good that music could provide such a release from chaos and stress.
However, this is Jose's greatest work. Playing for children who don't want to be here.
One smile from a young patient, and then I can go on for much more time.
Jose will stop in a hallway to teach kids like Angel Garcia.
Many have never touched the harp. If I can get them to strum, now they've had a new experience with a beautiful instrument.
An instrument that distracts Angel from the leukemia that's kept him here for more than 3 months.
It just made me feel way happier.
He is just like magic.
Kim Brasser looks forward to Jose's music echoing through her department.
He just kind of makes them forget about why they're here in the first place.
They're here to get better. And Jose is one of the moving parts.
Patients will get better, but first they have to feel better, and the music helps them feel better.
At Rady Children's Hospital,
I wish it was titled The Hospital Harpist.
Lemons is next.
Lemons. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Or how about a plucky friend? Plucky Pat.
No strings attached. I don't know.
Yeah.
Plucky pal, no strings attached.
This story's plucked
I
up.
vote for no strings attached.
I like it.
I'm good. Me too.
Yeah, me too. Let's.
We Southerners like our sweets. Gotta be sweet.
You come see Mama Phillips at Bluebird Antiques and Ice Cream Parlor. When looking for just the words you need at that moment. And
Is there a peach?
when you've just got to have one of her famous fried pies.
And it is delicious. 2.5 hour drive. Worth the trip.
People say, well, what's the special ingredient? I said, it's love.
And everyone loves Mama Phillips in Little Bell Buckle, Tennessee. From son Billy a few doors down.
Nobody cares how much money you make. Nobody cares what kind of car you drive.
To good friend Hillary Parker at the Bell Buckle Cafe.
Small town, everybody knows everybody.
Never had anything you've had their fried biscuits.
No, I just want a nip.
No matter where you're from, you know a town like Bell Buckle.
It'll be 8:10.
I've been here basically all of my life. I am 85 years old.
And like many of those towns across the country, Bell Buckle's known for a festival. A big one too, the R.C. Cola Moon Pie Festival.
It was called the Poor Man's Lunch. During the Depression, you could get an RC and a moon pie for a nickel.
This event is a big deal for us.
Supports us for the year.
In fact, Jenny Hunt of the Chamber of Commerce tells us the festival takes Little Bell Buckle from population 405 to to more than 30,000 people.
We see an uptick in our sales tax revenue really for about 60 days post-event.
You've noticed the lemons around Bell Buckle, from the fresh squeezed lemonade in Hillary's Cafe to the lemon potpourri in Billy's shop.
Watch where you're walking.
To Mama's lemon fried pies. Well, in 2020, Bell Buckle was truly served lemons.
Dark days.
COVID canceled the festival.
It broke our hearts, but it had to be. It was devastating, really. We persevered as best we could.
Bell Buckle's story is the same as many towns that were served lemons. Looking at the map, 2020 saw the cancellation of festivals like Del Dorado Days in Delta, Colorado, the Florida Seafood Festival in Apalachicola, and Paul Bunyan Days in Fort Bragg, California. But these stories don't end here.
We got to get the happy part in.
The people of Bell Buckle say, when life gives you lemons, you make... Well, yeah, you can make that. But how about a 55-pound lemon moon pie? Moon Pie has brought back their lemon flavor for the first time in a decade, just as we see the return of the festival.
Oh my gosh, are we back in business? I don't think we've ever seen this much excitement. People want to come back to their normalcy of their life.
And in that return of the American Festival, Paul Bunyan Days is set for 2022. The Florida Seafood Festival is back in November, and Del Dorado Days is in just a few weeks.
This is the crowning glory right here. I have been blessed in my life here in Bell Buckle.
We told you, Mama Phillips just always has the right words you need in that moment, served up with a fried pie.
What keeps you going is looking forward. Don't look back, keep going. Looking for the positive things that you can do, that you can share.
Lemon. Man, Have I Risen is next.
Let's play it.
I just want to say really quickly, as soon as he said ice cream parlor, I took a bite of ice cream.
Was it lemon?
Was it lemon?
Tell you, I would betray the ones that I love the most with a quart of ice cream.
No fair, you have ice cream, darn it. I
That's
don't.
why my video's off, because I'm over here eating while I watch.
Yeah, I got a little of that. All right, Man, Have I Risen? Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
You come to Old Soul Tattoo. You have to find something that speaks to your passion, what you love, how you look at life.
Awesome. Awesome.
So, what would be the right tattoo?
Perfect. Oh, that's it right there.
For freelance photographer from Gallatin,
She's famous, y'all, if you're looking.
Richard Suter. Well, this is. What does it mean?
The positivity is greater than negativity. And these three little symbols have meant a lot to me.
If you catch Richard out and about, he would love nothing more than to tell you about them.
Bigger smile.
He loves a conversation.
Oh, that's great.
Loves people.
I always try to be positive with things. If I'm keeping lots and lots of good up here, I know my life will follow those steps.
But when Richard came into Old Soul for that tattoo 3 years ago, he didn't know how much meaning it would carry for him one day.
April 6th, I was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Blood sugar went through the roof from the treatment. I started hallucinating. I collapsed. I was unconscious. I was in CCU at the hospital.
To keep people updated on his progress, Richard's wife started a page on Facebook, Richard's Recovery. Right there was the symbol. Richard didn't know this was the beginning of something.
Somebody called me and asked me, would you care if I got your tattoo? And I said, no, absolutely not. That would be great.
And it didn't take long before it got big.
all around the community. Signs started going up outside banks, outside of City Hall. There's Richard's symbol there on the door of the Chamber of Commerce. Look down. Yep, there it is. People all over the country began following Richard's recovery, taking that symbol and applying it to their own stories. It was people like Erica Twidle.
Mid-June, I got a call that the company I was working for decided to go in a different direction and eliminated my role. 2 kids and health insurance, and during a pandemic, the worry just totally flooded. His image just kept popping up in my head, and there's always a silver lining. There's always some good in what's going on.
Getting to lift people up and let them see the positive side of things that are normally horrific, it's been a blessing.
And now comes a new day to share those symbols.
Today is the 2021 Christmas parade here in Gallatin. Fortunately for me, I get to be the Grand Marshal.
As Richard continues chemo treatments, he says he's amazed.
You're open?
At the unexpected power 3 little symbols have had.
I've had more good than bad, more happy than sad, and more pros than cons than I've ever had in my life. And that's a pretty strong statement to say when you've been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. No matter what you're going through in life, you can get through that. We rise by lifting others. Merry Christmas! And man, have I risen.
Alrighty. Next one up is milestones through a microphone. You guys ready? Yep.
Look at this.
In these moments, all right, are you surprised you're wearing the mic right now? Is history.
Yeah, this is Jennifer.
Milestones through a microphone.
She helps me with my anxiety. We'll talk about each box.
There are 6 members of a new program at Grand Canyon University in Phoenix.
During the Lopes Academy.
On this day, Emma, Alexa, Lindsay, Michaela, Jaden, and Vicky will all volunteer to wear a microphone.
Oh, I forgot the things in my pocket. Okay.
For this story you're watching now.
Raise your hand.
Is that a big deal?
That's a huge deal.
Allison Kalenko
It doesn't have to be here.
runs the Lopes Academy. It's the newest post-high school program tailored to those with intellectual or developmental disabilities.
Good point.
Some here deal with anxiety, others have autism.
Roll.
Wearing a microphone,
This is my first time being mic'd.
opening up to a stranger. How does it feel?
Being comfortable.
Is huge. We're here all day.
You know.
Milestones and breakthroughs occur every hour. Like snapping to cheer each other on.
Revisit our vision boards.
Or constructing a vision board of careers and lives in 3 dimensions.
So it's my family.
Jaden Lowry wears the mic. Why do you want to be a cook?
Because I like food and I like to cook, and Mom did everything for get me here, so I'm gonna maybe cook for her when it's like Mother's Day. Everybody wanted to be great, be better. It's kind of cool.
The Lopes Academy is just 3 months old. The plan is for participants to receive internships and eventually jobs through the school. That's rare, but so is the program. What typically happens after they graduate high school?
Let me think about this one. I think there's definitely room for growth.
The group Think College shows more than 300 programs for those with disabilities, but they're mostly clustered in a handful of states. Lopes Academy is one of 3 in the 100,000 square miles of Arizona. There's no standard for these programs, no mandate for schools to include them.
I'm good. good.
Even the Lopes Academy began largely off of one donation by the parents of a current participant.
When I was in school, I had a lot of
That's Emma Carden.
people was not very nice to me. So I was a little scared about it.
But at 12 noon, Emma is one of 3 classmates, along with 3 GCU students who act as buddies.
How was it?
Who decide on their own to dine with each other.
I like to people watch at lunch.
Why is that?
It's just fun to see what they're going and what they do. Let me know what you think about your chips and your hot.
To want to learn more about another human being is really just what life is all about.
Thank you.
It's another breakthrough. So is not just wearing the microphone, but defining their dreams when they do.
Get them jobs so they have money. They help my mom pay for groceries.
Pay for groceries, and I live in my own apartment.
If I had future had kids, I'd be a good dad and teach them how to cook.
We are going to practice writing goals.
The 6 members of this inaugural class are not students. They didn't apply for university admission. They're not studying towards a degree.
This was a great day.
But on this day,
It was fun eating lunch today.
the final 2 put on the mic for the closing prayer.
Come on, think.
With the knowledge after 3 short months
Dear God, thank you for this day.
of the history they're making.
1, 2, 3, Lopes up.
In Phoenix, I'm Matt Pearl.
Yay. Good weekend.
That was the 5th one in the category. Do you want to pick your favorites out of those 5 or keep going?
I say let's just pick.
Yeah, I think we should pick our favorites.
All right.
I really liked lemons a lot. Did you guys like that?
I thought it roamed a lot. I thought it went a lot of different places. I wasn't sure what it was about. But it took him a long time to get to the point of the big lemon pie.
Yeah, I did think it was a little over told maybe, but he could have shorted up for sure. But I thought there was still a lot of good shots, and I thought that it was cool that he transitioned it to a moon pie, and then at the end, which is kind of cool. But that was the one I scored the highest out of all these.
Yeah, I did too. I had it number 1. I love the editing. I love the surprise about the lemons. The use of graphics projected onto the lemons. I thought was great. It was a nice little surprise. It was a little long. I understand. I agree. We sort of get it, but there was a lot of good use of moving the camera around and showing shot composition. So I too had it at the top.
Checkmate was good too.
I
You've
have
seen it
lemons
before.
in checkmate. Excuse me, checkmate. I have lemons in checkmate.
I'm good with that.
Man, have I risen. Yeah, the bracelet story was good too. I guess it's hard to go from all these fast cutting pieces to slower ones, Now I gotta judge differently, So
Yeah, that's the thing. At this stage of the game, fast paced really helps me keep watching because we're tired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does have an influence
You're
on
doing great. You gotta, we're in the home stretch, so we'll get there. Okay, well we can and Sharon had Man Have I Risen. That's the bracelet one.
I just don't think anything's popped yet. I think something's gonna pop and take all these out.
Yeah.
They're all
maybe
good.
I hope so, yeah.
Okay, we'll keep going then. Fishing with a Mission is next.
Sounds familiar.
It's spelled wrong.
Vision.
Fishin, IN apostrophe.
Yep.
Jen.
Sorry, are y'all ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jess.
Come
my own fishy. There's a couple things that you need in order to survive, and that's food and water. There's nobody in the face of this earth, in the history of this world, that's ever to be able to survive without food and water. He don't like that. He's scared. So that's why we do what we do, because people need to eat. Sunday morning. With my mother being my inspiration as a young man and no longer being here, we used to do fish fries all the time. Around her birthday was 3 days before mine in September, and we always did fish fries around her birthday. When my mother passed, it wasn't the same. So I said, well, let me take this and do something with it, which my mother would do.
You want some fish? We are a resource center that has resources for people in addiction. We're having a fish fry. Mental health, homeless. So we're here to help them get resources to get them back on pace for living their life.
So we fish for like crappie bass where you can catch multiple of them. So I started Fish with a Mission about 4 years ago. My wife got all the paperwork done. I couldn't do it without her. We have a great group of people that come out here to do the same thing. I've known Carol for a while.
I'm dying to see how his hat's spelled.
My man Dorsey, this is my boy Mike Daly over here. There he is. Monte Fishing for a Mission. We got Paula in the house. Good side, Crystal in the house. This is my man Kevin right here. He's one of the newest members of Fishing with a Mission now. Did we get you in there?
You got me the last time. The first shoot I was in. And it's just a joy. And to see the expression and stuff on people's face when you're helping them.
Good to see you. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Wonderful people. And I tell people, anybody can be a part of Fishing with a Mission, but there's 2 things they have to have. Joy and peace, you know. 3 things, happiness. They got to be happy. When we're fishing, we're together. So we like to have joy. We have a lot of fun. Man. We crack on each other, man. She just wears those fish out there, don't you, Helen? It's not just the kids. We show adults. A lot of adults how we do what we do. You picture? Huh? Just like being a pitcher, man. I think the water's so clear. Unfortunately, right now, the fish are going to be a whole lot deeper. So like the kayak today would have been a perfect example to be able to get them. It's constant. It's just constant casting. My mother always told us that we weren't going to just sit around. We was going to do something with our lives. But you got to put your heart. It takes work, you know. And I'm up here. I call it fishing elbow. That was a nice, promising hit there. I've had it for like 2 years, but I can't stop. So it's never going to get better because I'm never going to just stop fishing. So I just have to deal with it, you know. No pain, no gain, right? So we are down here at Broadcast Lake. It stays crystal clear. So that's the benefit about being able to fish here. You mark anything over there, Curtis? Man, they trying to play me out here, y'all. These fish trying to play me, man. I might be better off trying to catch a turtle. We got it covered. So we got them surrounded, so they ain't got nowhere to go, that's for sure. First fish, little baby bluegill. I can fish a little bit. We collect all that fish, we clean it, and we store it away until somebody says we have homeless people that we want to feed. And so that's why we do it. It's amazing.
It fills my heart to know that I have people that I grew up with that are on the same road as me to help people and want to help people.
All right, keep it coming, y'all. Keep it coming. Check it out.
So it's just a blessing to work with Juan.
Last night. Everybody has a special skill, right? If you put your heart and your soul into it, you'll be good at it. I don't care what it is. Second favorite thing to do, but fishing is number 1.
We're not asking for anything from anyone. We're just here to serve them.
That tilapia is banging. Look at that.
Look at that hot, fresh.
All the volunteers, wait a minute. Surround themselves with people like that who are giving back, and we give right back to the community and keep going back.
Go back to work. Quit playing.
I'm never going to be rich doing this. I don't want to be rich. But just the joy to be able to put back is the most rewarding. We'll just have a good time out here. So she can look down and be proud of me and still smile and know that that's the way she raised me to be, and I am that person. So that was my mother. She gave to everybody.
Here's your net package, and it is spelled FISHEN on the t-shirts.
Huh. I wonder why.
Fishing.
Is that a word?
I think it's kind of slang, maybe. Like, creative slang.
I don't know. I'm gonna look it up.
Bending grammar.
Yeah, it's a word, just like he said, scared, not scared.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, spell check has it IN, but doesn't matter.
No, I mean, I think correct grammar is IN, but I think for like slang grammar, it's that's a word. So
Yeah.
it's just a slang way of saying.
Well explained, Bilal. That's what I was trying to convey.
Mm-hmm.
Forever home is next.
Watch it. I'm good.
Can I have some weekends? I'm good.
No matter where you're from, your city has ghost stories. But perhaps there are some places that just have more stories to tell.
This is a perfect voice for him.
Welcome to the forest, baby.
Down in the French Quarter, street painter Alexander Greatness, artist Grantha McGee, and dance lady of New Orleans Jennifer Jones all understand why their city has such an interest in the macabre.
Yes, it is haunted.
I don't go exploring these things.
Words can't explain it. It gets scary sometimes.
But someone else who knows about ghosts is the man in this office.
I'm a real estate broker.
Meet Finest Shellnut.
They don't bother me that much, though.
When one of his homes goes up on the market, you might see one of his signs: for sale, condominium, haunted.
I didn't know there was a market for it.
A caveat to say, okay, this is what you're getting.
So how many haunted places has Finest sold?
That's a loaded question, buddy. I mean, I can go, you don't have enough time on that camera.
Not everyone in real estate would take Finest's approach. While states have disclosure laws, an analysis by Zillow found no state requires sellers to disclose hauntings. Only New Jersey requires an answer if asked. Finest says it's a matter of being honest to a buyer.
Guarantee you, there's gonna be one or two celebrities, just to make their mom mad, are gonna come scoop one up, live in it twice, freak out, and sell it to a vampire.
So let's go on a showing. Finest says this building he leases out on St. Louis Street has a very old history. An orphanage just after the Civil War.
And so the kids run around on this floor. A mother will bring like a 3-year-old up. Little 3-year-old will say, "Mommy, I want to go back up and play with this little girl." The little girl's standing at the top of the stairs.
Tenants say things happen they can't explain. Doors opening and slamming on their own. Stories like that might stop someone in many cities from moving in. But then, New Orleans isn't every city.
We all capitalize on it, and I'm glad the other agencies don't.
So how about it? Would you buy a haunted house?
Honey, would you let me buy a haunted house? No. No, I would not.
Absolutely not.
Ain't anybody got time for that?
Do I want to go soak in someone else's unresolved issues?
No, I would not. Unless I was going to immediately flip it to Nicolas Cage.
But Alexander has a different take.
I would definitely want to buy a haunted house. Then I could say, I am a tourist guide to my haunted house, and I would make big money. Woo!
Finest says he'll continue to sell those haunted homes up until the day he hopes to haunt the French Quarter himself.
I want to. Everybody says I'm just part of one of the characters. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
There you go, Sharon.
What?
There you go. That's the money package. That was awesome.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought his voice finally, like, I've always had like something interesting. I thought his voice was like a little strained sometimes, but in this piece, like, it's perfect. It's perfect for like a Vincent Price piece.
It's like the lighting here in my loft here, right? Sort of.
Yes.
Oh.
It's cool. Okay, so
Maybe other people don't agree with me, but I love that story. I thought it was well done.
love your enthusiasm. The Chase is next. The Chase. One, 2, 3, 6 more in this one. 6 more in this.
It was just surreal, but not too nerve-wracking. It was weird to watch myself on TV, like I'm like doing stuff. Like I couldn't even believe, like, is that what I do normally? I think it might be. Like you don't normally see yourself.
They are the titans of TV game shows.
She was always one of those people that you knew would do something interesting in life.
Take on all challenges.
She's like, hey, you want to ride to wherever? And we just did. So she was, yeah, always up for something. I don't even know if you could call it fun, just up for something to do. A lot of times she'd just make it fun, you know?
The chase is on.
Tonight, 3 perfect strangers will work as a team to challenge one of Jeopardy's greatest champions of all time. Elliot, you're the first one up.
All right.
Come on over.
Woo. He set such a beautiful tone for us.
Can we pause this one for a second, please?
I'm not too nervous because I'm used to.
I want to come back to this one because I don't know that this is eligible in this category. So I'm trying to solve that at the moment. So if we can skip this one, I'll come back to it, and we'll go to the next one, which is Fertile Ground. Thank you for your patience on that. I am doing some research here on this entrant.
Good catch, whatever it is.
Yeah, well, the idea of a solo video journalist category is that this is your primary job, where you are a solo video journalist most of the week. Occasionally you might go out, you might get a photog to go shoot a story or run a live shot or something like that, but for the most part, your schedule, you're an MMJ. So I'm trying to get a hold of this person to find out what his job really is.
So it had nothing to do with the video.
No, it had nothing to do with that. The other one,
there's a lot of video from that work.
Let's move on.
All right, go ahead. Fertile Ground.
To run a farm is to peer a farm. It is to plant seeds and wait months, to cultivate land for growth and a legacy for generations. It is to dream for miles, even if you only run an acre. On a small plot in Hendersonville, North Carolina, Delia Jovel and fellow immigrants from El Salvador and Mexico pick strawberries and pack corn. It's their food to keep and sell on a space they call Tierra Fértil, or fertile land.
With no experience, with no equipment, it was a big risk, but we are a little bit passionate. We are not a little bit, we are really passionate about this. Trust is so important to feel comfortable in a country that is not yours.
Among farm workers in the United States, the Hispanic community makes up 77%. Among farm owners, they make up 3%. Almost everyone else.
The community here is invisible.
Looks more like Ed Graves. He runs a farm in Hendersonville with his partner, KP Whaley.
If you are an immigrant in this country, you do not have the money or the access to people or resources to buy a bunch of land.
A recent Senate study found the fastest Hispanic growth in America in rural areas. Since 2010, the Hispanic community in North Carolina has grown 27%. In neighboring Tennessee, 34%. It's grown 50% in Montana, 66% in South Dakota, and 129% in North Dakota. No matter what the state, the community is growing, but ownership of land, especially on farms, remains elusive.
Because you don't have time to say, I'm gonna try something different. The main reason why you are here is because you need a stable income. You just need a job.
Delia began Tierra Fértil in 2020. She recruited a small group to grow foods for their community. Their 1 acre
Wow, that's amazing.
was offered by Ed and KP.
That's good.
No rent, no strings, no limits.
You know, KP and I are gay farmers, like we're also marginalized in this community, so we kind of reached out because we want to band together. There's this sense for people that don't have a lot of resources in the society that land is power. And what our shared project is about building community power.
It is 1 acre on shared land.
Vender así como hice el otro día.
It does not erase the many hurdles of immigrant existence.
What is your dream?
Our dream is being able to create, I'm gonna say that, a movement. Este es sobre.
In the morning, Delia and her team will head to their day jobs, as they always do.
¿Quién es ella?
Es mi hija, Valentina.
But from 5 o'clock until sunset, they are here. The first brick on a path of hope.
It's not how much do you farm, it's why do you farm. And for us, 1 acre is enough.
In Hendersonville, North Carolina, I'm Matt Pearl.
You finally got one.
Are y'all ready for this one?
I'm ready.
This is the best picture because of how cool we look. Okay. This is our coolest picture.
Garrett Overly doesn't just sound confident.
Very beautiful people.
He feels it.
Last time I got lucky, I fat fingered something and it just worked.
But now at his kitchen table, reminiscing with his best bud Josh Olson.
But everybody brought buns.
There are a few other adjectives Garrett would use.
Poor?
Yeah.
Desperate?
The two have spent a lifetime laughing, making it hard to believe.
It was totally inappropriate.
They were once molding minds.
I was hired as an adjunct professor. I taught the Aspen Grill where the students run the restaurant. And
it just came together where the Aspen Grill needed a front of the house instructor. And I kind of met the qualifications.
For years, Josh and Garrett ran courses at CSU and earned the title professor, something they refused
to
use.
But my dad was so proud.
Both eventually left the university, found partners.
These next few photos are of Duff.
And lost their dog, Duff.
He knew right away we were going to be great friends.
Before they both lost their jobs to the pandemic.
Unemployed.
At the same time.
No jobs, no prospects.
Which was good.
No problem.
Mac Daddy, here we go.
When life threw this duo curveballs, they went all in on the baseball theme.
Awesome, be $8 for you out of 20.
Garrett and Josh opened a sausage stand named after their best bud Duff, who would have been their biggest fan.
The guy loved hot dogs.
Just blocks away from where they used to teach.
Yes, I have run into students.
The two ditched their professor title.
I'm sure they called me all kinds of different things behind my back.
But kept their love for innovation.
Working for yourself, starting something on your own, that you're responsible for everything. It's scary, but it's also like the best part about it.
3 days a week, Duff's cart sits steps from Old Town, serving up dogs all afternoon and night.
Let's see what Becca thinks.
Come on, Becca.
Come on, Becca.
Inside Old Town Square, Garrett and Josh pray Becca
That's the grill.
handles a double shift.
That's Becca right there. She's very temperamental.
Under their store-bought lights, Duff's dogs are heaven to the bar crowd.
Oh, that smells just right.
And if the late-night guests are any indicator,
You want a hot dog?
their new careers may be a keeper.
We'll be here all night. Yeah.
They're confident in it.
We'll be here all night. Yep.
Jaleesa Rosari, 9 News.
All right. Sorry about my
Just a second.
call there.
I'm not there yet.
Yep. The next one, when you guys are ready, is our Own Your Own Universe. 3 more left in this one.
I'm good.
Okay, guys, everyone can see? Are we good?
A community brought together by music. This is an organization called Own Your Own Universe.
With the OAOU, we have these workshops, and then a big popular program that we have is our women's music group.
It's a way for budding and seasoned musicians to connect and learn. And it all started with founder Terry Hendrix's own journey with music.
Around 1990, I started my own record label. And then I met Lloyd Maines around 1997. And then we did a record called Willery Farm. And started to tour based on radio support. Then in 2003, I had a really bad seizure. And I have epilepsy. I felt like working with people that had disabilities and saying, hey, you know, in spite of a disability, I'm out here performing across the country. It's not stopping me. And if I can do it, you can do it.
Starting the OYOU to help people through things, a project that she would have never done if it wasn't for her epilepsy.
I would not have. It's only because of having epilepsy that I started the OYOU. Take it away.
It's a chance for others to share their stories too. Like Diane Olson.
I started coming to OYOU to learn more about music. I've been doing music since I was a little kid. The reason I keep coming back, honestly, is for the community.
Or Diane Zweig.
My husband and I wrote songs for a long time, and then he passed not long ago. And I had some friends that really wanted me to continue with my music. It got me through the grieving process and also back on the
Hello,
road
did
to
my mic just die?
And
Hello?
Jeannie.
No, we hear you.
Well, I followed
Okay. Jessica, you can stop this one. Thank you. Okay. Was that Unexpected Soundtrack or no? That
Own
was
Your Own
Unknown
Universe?
right?
Yeah.
Unexpected Soundtrack is next. 2 more. I mean, are you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep.
No audio.
It's power. It's beauty. It
Oh, no, I'm
transforms
gonna like
Raul
this one.
Prieto Ramirez.
It's the moment where I can be absolutely myself.
And there may be no one like Ramirez. There's certainly nothing like the Spreckles Organ Pavilion. The music stops people in their tracks, an unexpected soundtrack to their morning walk.
Many people realize that the importance of music, and especially live music, when that was taken away from them.
The pandemic didn't just stop the live concerts, it halted life in Balboa Park.
There were security not allowing people even to walk in Balboa Park.
However, Ramirez and the Spreckles Organ Society watched European countries lock down and prepared for it to happen here. Just 3 days after California sent everyone home, and well before Zoom became a daily term, Ramirez fired up the organ for his first virtual performance.
If the world is not allowed to come here, we need to actually go wherever they are. Going online opened a window to a complete different audience we had never hit before.
And it was a solid hit. While other nonprofits struggled, the Spreckles Organ Society thrived.
We didn't lose membership, and we actually increased revenue.
Now they're back, and Ramirez hopes the virtual concerts attract people back to the Organ Pavilion to witness this in person.
We share the same passion.
Ramirez's wife, Maria Teresa Sierra, will actually play her piano alongside the organ Monday night. The couple hasn't been able to do that in Balboa Park since 2019.
It was a feeling that, honestly, I cannot explain.
It's something you need to hear yourself, and Ramirez wants you to hear it in person.
Now the challenge is to bring people back, to convince people that it is safe
and powerful in Balboa Park.
Okay. Is that it then on that one? Or no, we got one more, right? Plants in the Concrete is next. That's the last one.
Just a minute.
Yep, no worries. No worries.
Wow, this opening shot's so cool.
I'm good.
This is the story of 3 boring buildings. A Days Inn, a Red Roof Inn, and an apartment complex spread out across Asheville, North Carolina. The journey to how they're connected and why they matter starts
Get the window fixed.
with Zach.
The bones are trees.
Oh yeah, did you get those figured out?
Yes, I did.
He's talking about the plants he grows at his window.
Makes me relax.
The hands in the dirt.
He's talking with his case manager. Zach was homeless.
People don't realize, it can change just as quickly as putting your shoes on.
Zach says a car wreck left him disabled. His disability check is his only income. He was staying on the streets until he discovered a nonprofit called Homeward Bound. They placed Zach in this boring building.
We need to get you bigger pods.
He pays rent. He's on a productive path. Much like the other 18 residents at the Woodfin Apartments, who otherwise wouldn't have a home.
What difference does it make to you to have this place now?
Life and death. Literally. Means everything.
For several years, this was the only housing of its kind in the Asheville area, until a year that kept everybody at home except for those without one. When COVID struck, shelters became potential super spreaders. Services for those in need went virtual. In Asheville and elsewhere, space became essential.
We wanted folks to quarantine.
Jenny Moffitt is a housing director for Homeward Bound.
Well, if you don't have a home and you don't have anywhere to go, it's not possible to do that.
They found this boring building. Homeward Bound and the city of Asheville used the local Red Roof Inn to house 166 individuals. Cities nationwide, from Jackson, Michigan to Waco, Texas, turned unused hotel space into refuge.
I think it became more clear through COVID just how important housing is, and housing being healthcare. There's just a whole slew of things that we're able to help folks with once they get into housing and have some stability.
So the home is the first step.
Home is key.
A lesson learned
Yeah, I'm worried about the end of winter.
from success stories like Zach.
Is about rebuilding the backbone of this country.
When Congress passed the American Rescue Plan this past March, and cities and counties received millions to help those who are homeless, the next step became clear. A new, boring building.
It's a really big deal.
Homeward Bound has bought a hotel. They've raised millions, including from the city and county, to convert a Days Inn into permanent housing.
That doesn't happen without the pandemic.
Not for us. It's encouraging that I see homelessness becoming a priority at a much larger level.
They'll start renovations this winter. They hope to welcome their first guests next winter. It's another boring building, but sometimes
You like the way this one hits you.
a look a little closer
I still remember when they were just little boxes.
shows the difference one building can create.
They stick out to the concrete, don't they?
In the middle of a concrete jungle, there's sunflowers randomly floating off a building.
In Asheville, North Carolina,
It's pretty awesome.
I'm Matt Pearl.
Okay, so that's the end of that category. A little sleuthing and a contact with the photographer who shot the chase and the fishing one. He indeed is a photojournalist and is not eligible in this category. So if you liked fishing, it's out, and the chase we don't need to watch. So you can eliminate those two, unfortunately. Other than that, we can continue on. The good news is that the next two categories we should be able to get through pretty quickly. The last two categories, depending on how long this takes. The floor is yours.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we gotta wait and see.
Quiet. Oh, you guys are putting your stuff in. Okay.
Let's go ahead and do this thing. Let's hammer it out.
You guys all have checkmate on there.
All right, good.
3 of you have lemons. 2 of you, let's see, forever. 2 of you have milestones. 2 of you have forever home. Sharon has man have I risen, which is the tattoo positive negative guy.
Well, if lemons
Was Forever Home the ghost one? Was Forever Home?
Yeah.
Forever
Yes.
Home? I don't know why I had a hard time getting into it. So it just isn't, it seemed contrived to me. If you guys like it, that's fine. Not my style, but that doesn't mean it's not a good style.
Yeah, I just liked how there was a lot of work put in that story, and it was some good editing, and I thought his voice was, I don't know, I've always thought his voice was a little wavy, but for this story I felt like it fit, it's a scary story, so his voice kind of sunk down to that right spot. And then it surprised me with the in the beginning it starts off a little scary and deep, and then it just jumps to exciting, and bam, like the 2 faces of Louisiana Mardi Gras, although I did think one of those people was definitely high when he interviewed them. But so, I thought they had a lot of stuff in it.
Sorry. Yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I really liked it. Yeah, definitely liked it. 3 of us had lemons. 2 of us had milestones. 3 of us had forever home. All of us had checkmate. I'm not sure it goes on the top of anybody's list. I really liked lemons, as I made my point. Looks like Adrian did too. I just liked that it was a news story with graphics, and it was a story that traveled. And it's COVID, and but I like milestones through a mic as well. A little long. I can't. What's forever home? We all have it.
That's the ghost story. Yeah, if you guys like it, I said I thought it was fiction. I didn't really get it, but if you guys all like it, that's fine, because I might have not paid attention because it was kind of weird.
If you want to watch it again, if you want to watch part of it again, Sharon,
I would.
No, we gotta.
No.
We gotta go.
I don't want to watch it again.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if I want to or not.
So what does it show here that I like? I'm not solid on any of them. I'm ready to move and groove. So what do you guys think? Adrian, looks like you have lemons twice.
Yeah, I just took one off. So do we have lemons or checkmate as number 1?
I like lemons better than checkmate, though. It was great.
Okay. Can we just vote? Okay, so Brad, lemons.
Yep.
I vote lemons. Sharon, what's your vote?
I don't like lemons. I vote fertile ground for number 1.
Okay. Bilal, what do you vote for number 1?
I have lemons higher than fertile ground, so.
All right, let's make it number 1.
Okay, so lemons number 1. Can we vote on number 2?
I'm good with
do we all have fertile ground?
Except for Brad does not have fertile ground.
I don't even have
fertile ground.
Okay, so that's 3-1. Fertile ground number 2. Now we just need to
checkmate is something we all have.
Oh, checkmate. Okay. Well, checkmate.
But I don't think that we all. I don't think we all think it should be number 2. I don't know. What do you think? Sharon's got it number 2. So, and I have mine as number 4. But
but my number 1 didn't make it. It's what we're talking about. I think checkmate is better than lemons.
Okay. Checkmate's better than lemons. Okay, so maybe we should do checkmate second then, at least, if lemons is first.
Sharon liked the other. What was the guy with the tattoo, right?
Yeah, I did. I just thought he was a good character. I thought it was a tight story. Thought it carried the theme. Thought it showed us a lot of places we wouldn't have seen that logo. I just thought it was a nice story.
It's hard to bring a logo to life, and he kind of did.
Most upbeat cancer story I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that's so true. So what do we got here? Adrian, lead us on this.
Have we agreed on number one? Are we moving it? Are we axing
No,
number one as lemons?
Three
Or are
of
we
us
gonna
liked
move
it
to
as number
checkmate?
one. Three of us liked it as number one.
Okay. So
I
then,
guess since we all have checkmate, you guys can put it up there. It's just tough for me to compare it to milestones through the mic, but that's up to you
Yes.
guys.
So checkmate number
Why didn't
2.
you like Fertile Ground, Brad? Why didn't you like Fertile Ground?
Is that the one with the plants?
it's
The one
yeah,
with
it's the same reporter.
minorities planting and growing and in the plantations.
I'll look at my notes here. Milestones. Like a nice interview. Oh no, wait.
Not milestones, Fertile Ground.
Fertile Ground. I had nice drone open. Music was appropriate. Good use of nats. Good sticks. Good interview. Like the graphic usage. So yeah, I don't know why it's not on my list up there. So let's put it in there. I'm good with that.
Do you guys like Fertile Ground better than checkmate?
I don't
I
care.
don't
think so.
I don't think I should comment on that, but obviously my comments were good. So you guys choose.
Okay, so you want to do? So Sharon, you said you don't think so, right?
No,
Or
I
did you
like
say yes?
I like Fertile Ground. I think it's as high as you guys want to put it is fine with me. I think it's better than
Okay.
checkmate.
Okay, it's better than checkmate. All right, and you, what do you think, Adrian?
I don't know that it's. I can go either way. I'm looking at my notes here. I can go either way. I mean, just check Fertile Ground and the microphone story. They're
Sounds
all
good.
the
Make
same.
Fertile Ground first, second, or third. I don't care.
Yeah, let's do Fertile Ground second then. What do you? Let's do set and then checkmate's the other thing we have in common.
Great.
I don't know if you think that's a third. Third?
Yep. And three of us had Forever Home, so we should put that as HM. You think?
Yep.
Sure.
All right, let's move on.
All right, give me the list again, please.
Well,
I'm trying to do
all right.
good ones here. Lemons is first.
I know anymore. Lemons is first, and
Yeah.
Fertile Ground is second.
All right.
Checkmate is third, and Forever Home is honorable mention.